Friends, good evening.
I am Akşamlar.
You are on the Alanya channel, Life Without Filters.
And today we continue our reviews of Alanya. This is the center, but its highlight is the Alanya Fortress. And today we invite you to take a walk with us.
Let's go or drive.
Well, both. So friends, we are now in a little area called Damlataş. It's a small square. Right now it is completely occupied by cars. Tourist buses often come here. Look, there is even a big sign behind me. It says Damlataş Cave. This is a cave. This is a famous cave. Visiting it just once is enough. There, it's not exactly interesting, but it is healing. There is high air ionization and kind of lung diseases. There, you can probably get some treatment. And behind me, I don't know if you can see it or not, is the reason we actually came here. And today's trip is to Kale. Kale is a fortress. Kale in Turkish, in Russian. It is a fortress, an ancient fortress. In general, it is a calling card. It is the face without which Alanya cannot do. Probably on all brochures, on all postcards. We have always seen this. Not every tourist city is lucky enough to have such beauty. It's really beautiful. Now we will go up and show you. Right above us is one of the ways to go up, which is the funicular. But there are two other ways to go up. One is on foot, 3.5 kilometers. But it's quite difficult. And there is bus number 4, right here, right behind Maxim. I will show you now. Right there, just 50 meters, there's the bus stop. And its starting point is the Friday market. It goes through the city and heads to the Kale. Guys, to the left, further left, to the west, we have the famous promenade and the famous Cleopatra Beach. But we will show it another time. The review will be another time. And also, right on this same square, just ahead, literally 100 meters, there is also a museum, the Alanya Archaeological Museum, which you can also visit. Well, in general, this is such a starting point for all the interesting things. So, we are going to the funicular.
They built it very quickly, literally, probably within a year. Yes, we were here on vacation, I think, in 2016, right? Rin. They built it in 2017. We came, and it was already built. I think the prices for the funicular will be cheaper for the economy.
Well, the funicular, let's say, anyone who has been to the red panel won't be surprised. The length is 830 meters, the maximum height is 165. It was built in 2017, right, Maxim? Yes, in 2017. Yes, well, before that, I don't know. We somehow lived without it and didn't suffer. Now let's take a ride.
So, friends, the tickets cost us around 28 Turkish lira. They said the e-commerce discount does not apply. You need a document showing where you are registered. We didn't have the document, so now we will try to make one and provide them with a screenshot. What about the tickets? Friends, you need a certificate of residence. The paper is taken with the ticket.
And there should be your name.
And yes, your first and last name should be indicated there. So in the end, we took 2 tickets. We got one for 10 lira and the other for 28.
We're going up, guys. Look, now you'll see the most beautiful view. In the meantime, I'll quickly go over some facts. Look, this is actually a peninsula. We didn't even suspect that this is the correct geographical name, but anyway, we read about it. It's a peninsula. It extends into the sea for 1.5 kilometers. On one side, it is very rocky and steep. Well, see for yourself, yes, it is completely impregnable. Yes, cool, yes, really, Maxim. By the way, Maxim is showing you a piece of Cleopatra Beach. This praised beach is wonderful. So look, the sea extends 1.5 kilometers. The highest point is 250, I think, meters or 260 above sea level. The funicular will take us to a height of 161 meters. And this whole fortress, it is right at the top of this peninsula, as if perched there. How they used to build things before, well, they built somehow. But here it is. Here is all of Alanya in the palm of your hand, right? This is the center, the old part of the city. You see, there are still low houses here, such construction, everything in these barrels. Some people criticize it, some people really don't like it. So, what don't you like? This is what the view of the slope looks like from above. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the entire slope is covered in pine trees. It's all so green and lush, and you won't believe it. We are in the cabin. The cabin is enclosed, except for 2 small open windows. And here, You can smell the scent of these pine trees.
Well, it took literally less than 2 minutes and we are already on the mountain.
Well, actually, it says that we should be moving for 10 minutes.
We moved about 3 times.
When the funicular was built, the entire area was made very accessible and easy to visit. You see, they made these wooden walkways and platforms. There are little spots where you can stop and take photos. But when there was no funicular, guys, we used to climb these slopes. There were some paths here. Well, there were those cobblestone paths, but it was so inconvenient to walk on them. Just awful. But now everything is just for you, for tourists. Oh, and the cicadas. Now I'll be quiet. Listen to the cicadas. We absolutely love this place. You know, this is of course just our personal opinion. But you can come here endlessly often. We're not trying to advertise this place. Come, spend some money. No, absolutely not. But it's so atmospheric here. You can just walk around here. I often bring Maxim here. Maxim, shall we go for a walk? And we walk. By the way, do you know what I want to say? This large area of the fortress, everything within the fortress walls, is all a free open-air museum. So you could even save on the funicular and take the bus number 4 instead. It costs 4 lira, and you can see everything here. But there is a spot here. It is at the very top, at the highest point. The visit there is paid. That is where the palace was in ruins. They are practically not restored, but the entrance there is paid. We want to point out that it is incredibly clean here. It is very clean. There are containers for separate waste collection. They are lined up, probably 6 plastic containers all labeled. So friends, all these walls, all these structures that we are looking at now, the ones available for free viewing, well, to be honest, they are all restored. No one hides this. They are very well restored. And, well, the impression of how it all was remains, but everything has been somewhat cleaned up and patched up. And that's exactly what I was talking about at the top, where the separately preserved palace, well, its ruins rather, are located. Over there, it is practically untouched by restoration. Everything is in its original state. By the way, this has been preserved since pre-Seljuk times. The Romans and Byzantines were here. Even the ruins of a Byzantine Christian temple have been preserved.
From here, there is a beautiful view of Cleopatra Beach in the distance. It's a bit reflective, but it's evening now and some kind of haze has set in, right? Things aren't quite clear and distinct. Yes, can you imagine the fortress wall, the height? And here, you can't approach at all. There's no way to climb up. 6 kilometers of impregnable walls. I look at historical structures and wonder how, a millennium ago, without any machinery, people built all this.
Let me tell you a bit about the fortress. I think it's interesting. So, look, there were some structures on this rock, on this peninsula, before the Seljuk period. The Romans and Byzantines were here. They managed to build some defensive structures, but it was all quite modest. In general, when wars took place here and the Seljuks conquered this territory, there was an outstanding sultan who did a lot for his city. His name was Alaaddin Keykubat. Does that sound familiar? Yes, I am familiar. Many establishments, streets, and a university, including one named after Alaaddin Keykubat, bear this name here. He was a remarkable ruler. His period was a time of prosperity. Here, he is the one who built the fortress walls as they are now. By the way, the total length of the fortress, including all the walls, is 6.5 kilometers, with 14 towers. So, in the city during his time, which by the way was the beginning of the 13th century, around 1200 something, maybe 1220 something, well, I can't specify exactly, and approximately 400 people lived in this city within these walls. So, what else was remarkable about this ruler? In those times, he was one of the few who built dry docks, well, shipyards, where ships were built and repaired.
In our episodes, we cover everything about life in Turkey and traveling across the country, where it is warm almost year-round. Tall palm trees, fresh farm fruits and vegetables all year-round. If you decide to choose a place to live here, our company, Prime Invest, will be happy to help you find the best option where you will be happy to live. We are also developers and build beautiful villas with sea and mountain views. All contact details are in the description.
For those times, it was something remarkable, dry construction, And that's why it held such strong positions at sea? Well, overall, everything was quite good here. By the way, this fortress had a large number of entrance gates. If I'm not mistaken, well, more than 10. But unfortunately, only one gate remains in good condition after restoration, and we will show it to you today. See how beautiful the houses and walls are. Of course, it's all restored, but it's beautiful. By the way, here is a house in a completely Balkan style. You can also find such houses in different parts of Bulgaria. It's simply delightful here. Of course, there are various small attractions for tourists here, cafés, and even a decent little restaurant, and all sorts of souvenirs. Of course, if it weren't for the coronavirus, there would be a lot of people here right now. We are lucky. We can film freely like this for you. Look, we wanted to show you, even go into the museum. This is a house of everyday life. Well, some kind of historical everyday life. But unfortunately, there is currently renovation and construction here, and it is closed, maybe due to the coronavirus. But if you come here, visit it. It's interesting. It shows how everyday life was organized. It shows how they heated their homes, what kind of hearth they had, and what furniture they used. We were there. Quite interesting.
Well, here's one of the goat trails where you can basically wander around. Just turn a little to the side, approach, and look at the fortress. Look at the ground that's grown over some kind of arch, right?
Yes, the ground level is rising.
How much is it already, right?
In general, you can wander around here endlessly. So, friends, for those who love these kinds of places, you know...
For those who love it, yes. Some ruins. A little touch of history. Of course, it is very interesting. But before going to see any excavations, you must definitely understand what you are going to see.
Friends, look down there. That's Alanya Port. And if you can see, down there is the red-colored watchtower. It is called the Red Tower Kızılkule. When we go down, I will tell you about its history. Naturally, it has also been restored and is now in perfect condition. But this is such a landmark of the Red Tower Kızılkule. But you need to be very careful and cautious here. You know, we had an experiment, and Maxim and I actually went down this slope. Do you remember once some old man showed us a path there and we climbed like goats?
But saved half an hour.
Yes, we had such an experience.
Look how beautiful it is. Friends, we are right at the level of the famous Alanya sign.
We are somewhat tired of climbing the hill. You know, we specifically planned this walk for the evening. First of all, to show the new sunset how beautiful it is here. And we thought it wouldn't be so hot. You know, it's terribly hot. We are so sweaty. And here we sat down to rest. In general, we had almost reached the very top. Here again, you see, there are civilized paths. There are many places to rest. Benches you can sit and rest. And we are not the only ones relaxing here. A pleasant place, guys? Very pleasant. Look, here in front of us is a small square. It is practically at the tip of this peninsula. This is where the final stop of bus number 4 is located. It will bring you here. And this is where the route begins. This walking route. And if we go to the right, we will go there now and see what the ticket price is. This is the entrance and ticket office for the part of the castle, the part of the fortress that is paid. Guys, what scene did we just witness? So look, this is the entrance to the paid excursion area. But for some reason, everything is closed. We think it might be due to the coronavirus. What did we just observe? A Turkish family, mom, dad, and son just climbed over this fence and went on. Oh, well done. You did great. From this side, which is the western side of the peninsula, the walls are completely impregnable, with very steep cliffs and a rocky shore. However, when taking boat trips around this fortress and the cape, the shore on this side is very beautiful. There are small coves, caves, and grottos down below, each with its own name. The boats take you there, and you can even swim. We will definitely go and film this report later.
Well, this is the famous tale. Yes, that's it.
It can be compared to some kind of dragon, yes, either the dragon's tail or conversely the head, and it drinks water, something like that, whatever one imagines.
Very beautiful. He lives in some kind of tower. No, but in my opinion, he doesn't even descend.
Well, this is, after all, the most extreme, right?
You can see a trail, a path, but a residence, a tower, hard to get there. Suites inaccessible. Dynamic music. How the ancients used to build is completely unclear, hauling stones and mortar to such heights, and somehow fastening it all together.
Probably, with such hard work, people didn't live long, I think.
Yes, it's quite possible.
Friends, here is a little restaurant, the Gardenia restaurant, and we didn't know there was live music here. Now we're heading back and we heard it. Just a little note for you, an interesting place. Terraces, open-air verandas, live music. Well, it's great to have a glass of wine, lass. The sun has set, and this is how the lights look after sunset. From up here, look at the view. The little lights are coming on, coming on.
To the end.
Well,
I want to do it, but I need to come up with it now.
so we finished our walk through Cali around the famous Colosseum and are descending by funicular. And it turned out that we filmed so much it was so beautiful that we decided to split our story into 2 parts. So for now, watch only the first half, and after some time, we will continue. Stay with us. Thank you for watching us. Subscribe, friends. Bye.